Roblox has only two constants: Robux price inflation and Adopt Me. Adopt Me is one of the most famous Roblox games of all time, and has been on the front page of the website for over 7 years. 7 years! That's a really long time for a Roblox game to be as popular as Adopt Me is. This game has done literally everything a Roblox game can do, from being in multiple Roblox events to doing a real-life McDonald's collaboration, but what I want to know is why? Why is Adopt Me so popular still? Think of all of the groundbreaking Roblox games that have come out after Adopt Me, games that have used all of Roblox's newest features, all of the groundbreaking games that have pushed the platform forward. Even with all of those, Adopt Me still easily cracks 150,000 players and averages anywhere from 50k to 100k on any given day, landing it a seemingly permanent spot on the front page. So in today's video, I want to actually review Adopt Me 7 years after its release. I want to learn as much as I possibly can about this game to make a critical review, and I want to finally answer the question, is Adopt Me a good Roblox game? Created by Roblox developer dynamic duo Newfissy and Bthink, now known as Uplift Games, Adopt Me was not actually a unique concept when it was first released all the way back in 2017. There were plenty of family-style roleplay games on Roblox back then, and that genre of game has always been an extremely popular one on Roblox. While those games are absolutely not my cup of tea, there's no chance I'm going to make a video about Adopt Me without talking about the genre that it's a part of. Now you're probably wondering, Ghost, isn't Brookhaven much more popular? Why aren't you talking about that game instead of Adopt Me? Well, for one, Brookhaven hasn't gotten a McDonald's collab, and two, Adopt Me has been a popular Roblox game for far longer than Brookhaven, even having set some ludicrous records like 2 million concurrent players at one time. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos reviewing Roblox games, you'll realize that a large percentage of the games that I've talked about have been based off of previous games in the same genre. Regretivator, while maybe not directly ripping off the normal elevator, definitely shares a lot of the gameplay of that game, and Pressure has doors directly listed in the description as an influence for its design. However, Adopt Me is weird. I can't really pin down one game that it's specifically based off of. This tells me two things. One is that Adopt Me has managed to break into a ridiculously oversaturated niche on Roblox, and two is that it's the peak version of said genre. Much like how it's difficult to become a successful YouTuber endlessly running on the algorithm hamster wheel, it's equally difficult, if not more so, to make a breakout successful Roblox game in a genre as saturated as roleplay. Speaking of becoming a successful YouTuber, I've made it my goal to get into the elusive Roblox Video Star program, and in order to do that, I need 100,000 subscribers. So if you've been enjoying this video so far and want to see more like it, click that subscribe button. It's completely free, and it helps me out an absolute insane amount. Adopt Me is clearly doing something right here, and it's my job to go over what makes it tick, and hopefully come to a conclusion as to why it's constantly breaking records on Roblox. The gameplay of Adopt Me is very simple, remarkably simple if I may say. Based on the name alone, you can come to the conclusion that this game is primarily an adoption-based roleplay game, originally taking the angle of players choosing to either play as a baby or an adult, with one role adopting the other. However, while that mechanic certainly exists, the biggest and arguably most game-changing draw of Adopt Me is the pets. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, I have a sort of rocky relationship with pets as a mechanic in Roblox games. While it's a nice way to introduce worthwhile collectibles to your otherwise very basic game, pet systems can easily fall into what I call the pet simulator paradigm. Pet Simulator is a game that has forever damaged the reputation of the pet collection feature in Roblox games. However, in Adopt Me, they've managed to go this long without succumbing to this horrible practice. At least, not completely. In this game, you actually have to raise a pet from an egg all the way to adulthood. The way you go about doing this is much more engaging on paper. Pets in Adopt Me act like pets in real life. Sort of. You need to complete tasks for it, like feeding it, providing water, playing with it, and sending it to school for some reason. All of these actions increase the pet's age meter, which sort of acts like a level system. This adds gameplay to something that could have very easily been turned into a gacha system. Where I start to take issue with this, however, is the fact that these events are random. So you can't just shove 50 pizzas into your griffin's mouth and instantly raise it to max level. Typically, it's fine. Adopt Me functions like any other successful Roblox game in the sense that they want you to keep playing for as long as possible. But when this game is featured in event after event after event, all with the exact same gameplay loop, all under the same exact time wall, it starts to get really annoying. One of the more contentious parts of this game is the monetization strategy. Here's the thing. This shop may look absurdly expansive and over-monetized with literal pages of game passes to choose from, but look closely. Every single one of these game passes is an add-on to the game. Think of it like DLC, whereas in a game like Pet Sim, every game pass is just a new way to improve the gambling experience. Adopt Me is much more traditional in the sense that it monetizes fairly. Now, does that mean every feature in this game is monetized fairly? Definitely not. But I think a good way to explain this is to look at the game's main currency, bucks. Bucks are earned through completing quests based on your current active pet. Sometimes they want to go to the park, sometimes they want a haircut, and sometimes they want to go to the beach. These are all sprinkled in alongside the actual, taking care of the pet part. However, much like everything in this game, these events are all locked behind a time wall. But don't worry, you can just spend real money to buy bucks in-game so you don't have to wait for all that nonsense to happen. And oh man, are the bucks to Robux rates complete trash. Monetization aside, the actual physical game mechanics in this game are very solid. There isn't really a whole lot to say about that. One feature that I want to bring up as well is the house system. Every player gets their own house that they can customize with floors, walls, and furniture. It's an extremely solid building tool that a lot of other games could take notes from. There's an insane amount of cool furniture and wallpapers that you can use to end up making a surprisingly detailed house. Adopt Me does all of this while still managing to make what is arguably the most complex feature in the game easy to understand. Regardless, even though the actual amount of gameplay features are low in complexity, it's how they're presented which should make you start to understand why this game is so wildly successful. For example, this game's UI is immaculate. You could teach a course on game UI with this stuff. Everything is tweened very nicely. There are little pops and beeps and bloops for everything you interact with, and it's all just wrapped up very nicely in a cute little package. I fully believe that games that take the little things seriously, like making a UI that not only functions great, but also one that looks good and is satisfying to use, are the games that end up succeeding as much as Adopt Me has. This transitions me nicely into the game's art style, which I can confidently say was groundbreaking when this game first came out. Back in 2016 and 2017, most Roblox games used classic studs and bricks. There were plenty of cool building tools back then, sure, but nobody really used any other software to make environments in their games. Roblox provided developers with a free, easy-to-use building tool, so why bother with something complicated like Blender to add what is arguably a very small amount of value to your game? Well, Adopt Me said no way and used Blender anyway, and it worked, because the environments in this game look absolutely stunning. The amount of charm put into the art style of this game alone sets it apart from the competition. And am I the only one who's noticed that there are almost no straight edges in this game at all? Now, unless it's something trying to emulate a specific style, like my modern houses, everything in Adopt Me is smooth and round and clean. Typically, this can cause issues with gameplay, as it's hard to implement meshes not made in studio to have correct collision. Roblox has been working on this, but it's still a little bit buggy. So the fact that I can play this game with almost no clipping or bugs or glaring physics issues is pretty impressive. The actual pet designs themselves are very cool as well. Ever since Roblox introduced deformed meshes to the engine API, developers for games like Adopt Me have been going absolutely wild with the animation on these little guys. Everything about these pets move. There isn't a single static thing on their model. Even their eyes blink and their head tracks wherever you drop stuff. Compare that to the Pet Simulator pets, who are basically just cubes with different features and colors. The Pet Simulator pets don't even walk, they just kind of bounce up and down on the ground. However, now is where we start to get into the really interesting part of this video, because there's a specific feature that Adopt Me has implemented that has given me quite a bit of pause when writing this video. Trading. The ability to trade items in Roblox games is nothing new. Murder Mystery does it, Pet Sim does it, and Adopt Me does it. On paper, it's a no-brainer. Adding a trading system gives your game an automatic boost in longevity. Trading builds community and gives otherwise valueless items their value. Similar to games like Pet Sim and Murder Mystery, Adopt Me has a full-blown pet value website that even tracks recent trades of high-value items. This means that there's a straight-up economy on Adopt Me, and some of these pets have become extremely rare and highly sought after. However, like all things, there's a dark side to this. With value having been given to these pets, there's now a demand for them. And whenever there is a demand for something, there are those who are willing to cheat the system to get what they want without fair pay. Adopt Me trading has been infamous for their scams over the years. In fact, I think a lot of people hate this game because of the sheer volume of scammers on it. One of the biggest scams, and one that breaks terms of service, is selling pets for real money or Robux. This is obviously not allowed, but that hasn't stopped scammers from stealing real money from Adopt Me players. This is a common problem with limited trading, as USD buying has been an issue for many years. Roblox has a whole black market where you can spend real money to, theoretically, buy limiteds for way less than what you would buy them on Roblox. This also breaks terms of service and has led to many rare and famous limited items being straight up deleted by Roblox staff. This same problem affects Adopt Me, as trading is a major source of scam-type behavior. This means that the trading system in itself is a double-edged sword. It's given the developers of Adopt Me a choice. Keep trading in the game and suffer the negative PR from rampant scams that, let's be honest here, they have very little control over, or remove trading entirely and risk the game's slow demise. And to be honest, I understand why they chose to keep trading in the game. Roblox developers only make 25% of their earnings, so it's obvious why this feature remains in the game. It's no longer just Newfissy, Bthink, and like 2 other people making this game. Uplift Games is a company with employees, and not just like 2 employees, but like a lot of employees. When your entire business is built upon a single Roblox game, you kind of want that game to be as successful as it can possibly be. And because Adopt Me has over 37 billion visits, which is up there with the likes of Blox Fruits, it's clear that they've made the conscious decision to include features that will net them the absolute biggest bag possible, even if those features are somewhat sketchy when it comes to scam potential. Overall, however, I think Adopt Me is a fantastic Roblox game. While it may not be exactly my cup of tea, I can understand and explore why this game is so popular. I also think that the fact a full-blown game studio can exist based on a single Roblox game is awesome, but also pretty scary. But what I respect about Adopt Me the most is their ability to make a fairly monetized game that still implements new features with little to no gambling. So thanks for watching,
Yummers.
and I'll see you all next time. Peace.